So welcome to our basic training webinars. I'm sorry if anyone came to yesterday's webinar and did not get a recording. If you need a recording of yesterday's webinar, my email address is basictraining@infusionsoft.com. We did have a company meeting yesterday, so I canceled the webinar because I thought it was going to be too loud. But I do have a recording for you, so if you need that recording, just make sure you jot down my email address. It's basictraining@infusionsoft.com, and I'll make sure that you get that recording. Today we're going to be talking about the campaign builder, and we're going to be talking about campaign builder basics, and we're going to build out a simple campaign. So if you've been using Infusionsoft for a really long time, this may not be the webinar for you. It may be a little bit too elementary, but if you're just brand new to Infusionsoft and you're just learning about our campaign builder, this is just a perfect spot for you. And today we're going to learn how to build out a simple campaign. I will be sending out the recording at around lunchtime or a little bit after with all the goodies that I promise you, and with my email address, so you'll be able to communicate with me that way too. By the end of this webinar, you'll be able to create a lead capture campaign, a simple one, create a web form. We call it a web form, but you guys may call it a contact us form, or that's what you know it by. I'm going to show you how to create a sequence and attach those together, understand the ingredients for a simple campaign, and I'll show you how to get campaigns for free. Now you do have a question box, and you guys can communicate with me and ask me questions through that box, and I'll be sure to answer those before the end of the webinar. With your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. I feel like one of those stewardesses giving you all the rules before the flight. You do have access to our user guide. You have access to our tech support numbers, and even access to more self-help learning. So if you go to our help.infusionsoft.com, there is a webinar tab, and on that webinar tab, there's either basic training or there's mastermind webinars. And if you click on the mastermind webinar tab, you'll see that there's more videos. Let me show you real quick so that you'll have a visual of that. If you go to our Help Center, come to the webinar tab, you'll see there's the Infusionsoft basic training. Then there's also Infusionsoft Mastermind. And if you click on the Mastermind, you'll see that there's lots and lots of videos to the right, and you can click on any of those and watch those. So if you want to set up e-commerce or you want to automate your tasks, you can come here and find that webinar and watch it right from the screen. And that's on our Help Center, help.infusionsoft.com. So with your recording, I'm going to be sending you this awesome technical writing that was done by one of our software experts. Her name is Jill Gangler, and what she did was she found every single piece of the campaign builder and put it on this 5-page PDF that I'll be sending to you, and it not only goes over what it is, what it does, but it also gives you an arrow to where that is in the campaign builder. So it's awesome, it's amazing, and I'm sure that you will use this resource all the time, and it's kind of my free gift for you coming to my live training, so thank you so much for being here. So with Infusionsoft's Campaign Builder, and I know this seems too simple, but there's only 2 basic ingredients to build out a campaign and make it simple to complex just by using these 2 ingredients over and over again. And the first ingredient is a goal. And a goal is what you want the contact to do or what you want the contact to achieve. And we represent this in the Campaign Builder with a circle. So the first ingredient for building any campaign is a goal. It's the first start of a campaign, and it's what you want the contact to do. We have lots of different goals inside of Infusionsoft, and if you go to our Help Center and you type in Infusionsoft campaign goals, you can go over all of these. Today we're going to focus on the web form is submitted or a contact us form is submitted, but you can see there's a web form submitted, landing page, a tag is applied to a contact, a link is clicked in an email, a product is purchased, a quote is sent. And these are all different goals inside Infusionsoft. They're all circles, and those are what start out a campaign. The first ingredient for a campaign is a goal. The second ingredient is a sequence, and a sequence is where I think the magic happens. That's Infusionsoft's Disneyland right there. When a goal is achieved and somebody actually reaches that goal, Infusionsoft pushes people into a sequence, and this is where the magic happens. Our sequence is represented by a rectangle with a clock in the middle. There is lots of cool stuff that can happen in this sequence. This is where our automated follow-up happens. So let me give you an example. In a sequence, you can send off an email automatically, put in a timer, and maybe wait 2 days, send off another email, put in another timer and wait a couple days, and then create a task for yourself or another user inside Infusionsoft to do something. Judy, call this person. Tom, send out a thank you packet to this person. Send out a welcome packet, etc. So there's lots of magic. It looks like Kelly just lost sound. Did anybody else lose sound? Still good? Okay, perfect. So I just sent Kelly a message to log back in. There's a lot of magic that can happen inside this sequence, and that's how Infusionsoft automates its marketing inside that sequence. So if you remember these two ingredients, you can build out a simple campaign and even make it a more complex campaign. A goal is attached to a sequence. That's it. I know you're thinking that sounds awfully, awfully easy. Well, it is awfully, awfully easy, and I'm going to show you how right now. So let me get into Infusionsoft and let's build out a campaign. I have two screens, so I just need to move this over. I'm logging into my Infusionsoft application right now. We're going to talk about the campaign builder. Let me get off my Wi-Fi and get on connected to Infusionsoft, just connected. And let me turn off my phone so that people can't call me and scare the heck out of us during the webinar. Now we won't get a phone call in the middle of the webinar and everybody jump out of their seat. So I'm on my dashboard and I want to get into the campaign builder. So I simply hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to marketing, down to campaign builder, and click it one time. Now you'll see that I have some campaigns already inside my campaign library. You may not have any, but don't be afraid. We're going to build one out from scratch. So I'm going to show you how to use those ingredients. But if you notice, there's a button right here to the right that I'm hovering around right now that says Get Campaign Templates. And if you click on that button right there, it will redirect you to our marketplace, and there's some campaign templates in there already created for you. There's one for birthdays, there's one for event registration, there's one for follow-up and re-engage. There's tons and tons and tons of templates in there. They may not be exactly what you want, but once you learn the main ingredients of a campaign, you're going to be able to go in there, grab a template, edit it the way you want to edit it. It even has copy and pictures in it, and you'll be able to use those pre-created templates. I call them Betty Crocker recipes already created for you, but I want to show you how to create one from scratch so you'll understand how they go together. It's really nice to know how it's built. Some engineers take pens apart to see how they work. Then they put them back together and understand them more. I want you to feel that way about our campaign builder. So I'm going to click this green button that says Create a Campaign. And when I do, it's going to open up a little blue box that asks you to name it. So I'm going to name this Get Some Great Free Stuff. Name it what it is. We're not going to judge you. You're the only person that's going to see the name of your campaign and your users that are using Infusionsoft with you. So name it what it is, what makes sense to you. So when you have lots of them, you can search for the one that you want because you remember the name. If you have lots of people working inside your Infusionsoft application, put their initials at the beginning and then you'll know exactly who is working on that campaign. I'm going to hit save, and once I do, it's going to bring me inside my Infusionsoft canvas. When I get into my canvas, you'll see there's goals and sequences on the left-hand toolbar. And that's what we're talking about. Those are the two ingredients. So I'm going to start my campaign out with a goal. I hope you guys all thought that. So I'm going to come to the goals. And I told you guys we're going to focus on a web form. So I'm going to grab a web form and move it out into my canvas. And once I do, a little blue box appears, and that's just telling you to rename it. So it's not called web form submitted. Name it what it is that makes sense to you. So I'm going to call Get Free Stuff Sign Up. You may call it your Contact Us page, your opt-in from website, opt-in from Facebook, whatever you want to call it. Name it what it is so it will make sense to you. You'll notice that it's kind of a gray in color, And the gray color means that it's in default mode and we haven't started building it out yet. But I want to put my ingredients out here first and set up the foundation. So a goal is attached to a sequence. A sequence is our second ingredient. So I'm going to come grab sequence, move it onto my canvas, turns blue underneath, which means to name it. You don't want it to be called untitled sequence. So I'm going to call this free stuff and more. My fingers don't work on webinars. So I have my goal and I have my sequence. Now I need to connect them. To connect them, you simply hover over the icon to the left. An arrow will magically appear. Grab that arrow and move it right into the object to the right. If you ever want to delete the arrow, click on it and hit delete. I want to connect them together again. Hover over the icon to the left, grab it, move it into the icon to the right, and now I'm going to make it a little bigger so you can see. My goal is connected to my sequence, and I'm ready to start building out the different parts of this campaign. But that's the functional part. That is the recipe. That is a very simple campaign right there, but it's very effective. Make it smaller, and now I'm going to start building it out. We're going to start this campaign with the web form. And because I chose a web form in the list of goals, if I put my cursor inside of that round icon and double click it, it's going to take me to the web form builder because that's what I picked as my goal. If I picked a landing page, it would bring me to the landing page. If I picked an email link is clicked, it would bring me to that. Just to let you guys know, you can't start a campaign where the email is clicked. That always has to be in the middle of the campaign. So here's my form. It's in default mode, and now I get to build this out. I'm in design stage, and I get to build out this form that's going to go on my website. So what do I want to say? I'm going to come to snippets, and what do I want the title to be? I'm going to put a title, drop it right on the top in my snippets, and this is going to say sign up for fun, free stuff. I'm going to put exactly what I want them to sign up for. If it's sign up for your financial evaluation consultation, that's what you'll put. Sign up for my newsletter, that's what you'll put. It's a little squishy. There's a not space between my subject line, my title, and my first label. So I'm just going to come to spacers in my snippets and put a space between the two. Hit save, and now there's a space and that looks much better. Now you get to decide what you want to collect from that contact. Do you need their address? Do you need their phone number? Do you need their first name and last name? If you decide you need their first name and last name, first name is already there. So just double click it. A box will pop up and you can choose last name also. You can also decide to require it or to not require it and hit save. Just a little marketing tip for you. The more information that you put on this form, the more it's going to become, it may become a blocker for people to fill out. Now, some people may not want you to look them up on Facebook, so they may not want you to have their first and their last name. So you don't have to ask for that. You can just ask for their first name. Right now, I'm just asking them to sign up for some free stuff, and I just want to start building a relationship with them. So I really don't need their last name, but I'm going to leave it there just for our demo. Email address is already there, but how do you get more fields for this form? If you come all the way to the right in the little tabs, you click on field snippets, I could add their phone number. I could add their address. I can add radio buttons and ask them what they're interested in. Lose weight or tone up if I'm a gym. But for my form, for what I want people to sign up for is free stuff. I just need their first name, their last name, and their email. Now I'm going to come down to the submit button, and we always recommend that you don't leave the submit button submit. To change the submit button, you double click it, and when you double click it, the button builder opens up. So remember that pattern, double click something, something opens up for you to format. I'm going to change the label of the button to sign up now. Put a couple exclamation points. I can choose to change my button to left, right, or center. And if I toggle the advanced styling, I can even change the background color of my button and make it really pretty. I can change the font. I can change the border and make the border a little bit wider. I can round the corners and make them more round or less round. And I can even change the size of my button by clicking on the toggle of custom size. I'm going to hit save, and now you'll see how my button changed. It's a little big, so I may want to double click it and make it the width a little bit less, and you can see how that changed. Now you can come into the format section and you can style this web form. You can change the background colors, you can change the font colors, you can change the background of the form, the background of the gray area, and you can find out more about that in our Help Center coming to Format and Style. But so far, this is good enough for me. If I want to add more information, I can always come to my snippets and put a paragraph in here and tell them exactly what they're going to be signing up for. If you're running a Facebook ad, you're going to want to put some more information in there so they know what you're signing up for and maybe add your logo to it too. I'm going to delete this by hovering over that snippet, hitting the trash can. And now that I'm done with my form, I'm going to come up to the draft button in the right-hand corner and set it to ready. Now lots of people get really scared. Oh my gosh, I can't set it to ready. I don't want it to go out. When you set it to ready, it's just notifying Infusionsoft that you changed the form from the default style to what you wanted it to say. It's not even going to be usable until you publish it. So we have our form done. We set it to ready, and now it will be visually a different color on our campaign. And now I'm going to go to the next tab over to the right, which is our thank you page. And when I click on the thank you page, you're going to get a default thank you page that Infusionsoft created for you so that you can design it and let people know that you had a successful submission. Sometimes I fill out web forms all the time, and I fill them out 3 or 4 times because I have no clue if I filled it out right or not, because I didn't get this little thank you page. Now it has great company on it, and that's not your banner, and it's not our banner, so I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to change the banner to one that I already have. If you don't have images inside Infusionsoft, just hit Add New Image and grab it. I'm going to come down and grab my image, hit Insert Update, and now my banner is there. It defaults to thanks for filling out this form, but I'm going to change it to you got it. It will automatically grab their first name, so anything that they put down in that first name field, it will automatically populate here. So if they put Brett, it will say you got it Brett. If they put Santa, it will say you got it Santa. So whatever they put there, it will show up. Now this area right here where it says we will contact you shortly, that is great real estate for you, and you may want to jot this down or listen to this and jot it down when you're watching the recording. This is great real estate to let people know you should be receiving an email shortly. If you don't, please check your spam folder. Sometimes they get stuck there. Or check your promotions tab if you have Gmail. It's a great place for you to let people know what to expect. So I'm just going to put you should be getting an email shortly, just to show you what it looks like. And this continue browsing right here, we recommend that you highlight that. You can change it to check us out on Facebook, take a look at my products, want to sign up for my blog, you want to check out my blog, and then link it to wherever you want to send them. I'm going to send it to Infusionsoft.com. That way, when they're done filling out that form and they get this thank you page, they can click on continue here to continue browsing, and they'll go right back to your website. The next tab is your settings tab. And your settings tab does a few things. If someone fills out this form 2 or 3 times from the same IP address, they will automatically get a bot detection or a CAPTCHA form. If you don't want them to get that, just click on opt out, and that CAPTCHA form won't pop up when they fill it out more than once. Infusionsoft is also going to check for duplicates, so if they fill out the same form twice, it will check for duplicates. And if you want to be notified by email every time someone fills out one of these forms, just put your email address here. If you have more than one person that you want to be notified, put a comma and put their email address. And they'll be notified, and what will the email say? It will say whatever you put in this box right here. A web form was filled out for my fun, free stuff. You're going to want to say that because you may have 5 different forms out, and if you want to be notified, you want to know exactly what they filled out. And you'll get the person's name, and whatever they filled out in those boxes will show up in this email subject. If you're getting too many new leads and you're getting bling, bling, bling on your phone, just get rid of your email address and you won't be notified that way anymore. So you don't have to worry about that. The next tab is the code tab. And just to let you guys know, you don't grab your code, you don't send the code to the developer, you don't use the code URL for the Facebook ad until you publish your campaign. It won't work. It will just go back to that default one that we were working on at the beginning. But I'm going to show you the code now because we're here. If you have a webmaster, you have a developer that's going to be doing it for you, just click on Have Your Webmaster Do It, put in their email address, send them a message and hit Send Email, and your developer will get everything they need to know. They don't even have to be logged into Infusionsoft. They'll get the code, they'll get the link, they'll get everything they need. So you don't even have to see it, which is awesome. If you're going to do it yourself, you're going to click on the Do It Yourself tab. You can either grab the JavaScript snippet code and put it on your website, so you'd have to open up your website, go to your admin page, and drop this code in a JavaScript box on the pages that you want it to appear. Or you can use our HTML code. The biggest difference, if you use our JavaScript code, you make a change on the web form. You say, oh, I want to put my logo on there. Put the logo on, republish the campaign. With the JavaScript snippet, you don't have to take the code and go put it back on your website. With the HTML, oh, I want my logo on my web form. Put your logo on inside Infusionsoft. Republish your campaign. If you're using the HTML, you do have to re-put this back on your website. Well, Judy, why wouldn't I want the JavaScript snippet then? I'd use that every time then. Sometimes a JavaScript snippet does not play well with the web platform that you're using. I'll give you an example. I had a WordPress website. I used the JavaScript snippet and it cut off my submit button, my get my free stuff button. It cut it off. So people could fill it out, but there was no button to push. So sometimes the JavaScript snippet does not play well with the web form platform or the website platform or the WordPress theme you're using. So make sure you check it out first and see how it works. Publish it inside your website and see how it looks. If you don't have a website yet, you're like, Judy, I'm just starting out and I'm just going to run Facebook ads. I'm just going to send out emails to people. I don't even have a website yet. Awesome. Use our hosted version. You can use this URL right here. I can never get just that URL. This URL right here, and that will open up a form hosted by Infusionsoft, and I'll show you an example of that before the end of our webinar, because I don't have a website anymore. I just use the hosted form. Don't have to have a website to start collecting leads from Infusionsoft. The only difference between web form URL and pretty URL is you can edit the ending of this. Get free stuff now. So I can just change the ending of that URL and it will automatically save it. To share this with your network, I just want to go over that for you real quick. If you're going to share this form and have it go right to Facebook, if you click on that Facebook and publish this campaign, it will only go to your Facebook personal page. So if people know you by your name and not your business name, that's great. But for me, I don't want people to go to my personal page. So this Facebook link right here doesn't work well for me. So I would just use the hosted version and put that URL on my Facebook page and make a post so people can sign up. Twitter is different, and you can use any Twitter handle that you have, and it will automatically truncate that code and put it on Twitter for you. So if I wanted to share it on Facebook, I would use this URL right here. I'm going to go back to our campaign, and now you'll see that our form is light green with gray stripes, meaning that it's ready and it's set out of default mode. So we're getting moving and grooving here. Now we're going to build out the sequence. When we double-clicked on the form builder opened up. When I double-click on the sequence builder opens up. A sequence always begins with a start button, and that start button is asking you, the marketer, what do you want to happen next immediately? Automatically, immediately, what happens next? You got somebody to fill out your form. Well, with Infusionsoft, if you came to our Manage Contacts webinar, we organize our lists by tags. I want to tag these people that they signed up for my free stuff. So I'm going to come over to the toolbar on the left. Tags are found under Process. I'm going to grab the tag and drop it right next to the start. It's gray in color, which means it's not ready. Double click it, and I'm going to tell Infusionsoft I want to name this tag Free Stuff Sign Up. Hit Create. You can learn more about categories in our Help Center. I'm not going to choose a category right now. I'm just going to hit Save. And now the tag is light green, which means it's set up right. I promised them an email will go off automatically, so I want to send an email. I'm going to come to Communications. I'm going to grab an email, drop it right on my canvas. Now, if the arrow doesn't appear for some reason, sometimes people say my arrow didn't appear. If it doesn't, go to the icon to the left. The arrow will magically show up, and just move it right into the email. I'm going to double click underneath and change the untitled email to Deliver Fun Stuff 1. That's email number 1. It's gray in color, so I'm going to double click it. When I double click it, it will open up the email builder. Now the email builder always opens up on our pre-made templates for you, so you have a starting point to create that email. I'll answer your question in a second, Brenda. You can start here and use one of our templates, or if you've already created your own template, which I did, I'm just going to come to my templates, and I'm going to grab the email that I want to use for that welcome. Scroll down. This is the one I want. Thanks for signing up. I'm going to hit Use Template and edit it, put in whatever I need to put in there, hit Ready, go back to my sequence, and now that little email is ready. Does it matter how many boxes are in between boxes? So Brenda, I'm going to need a little bit more clarification because I'm not sure what that means, but just to say what I think you're asking me, this start is telling you what you want to happen next, and I want Infusionsoft to automatically apply a tag, and then I want to send an email. Does it matter the space between icons? It doesn't. The space between icons, I can move these closer if I want to. So I sent the first email. Now what do I want to happen? Well, I want to wait a couple days, and I want to send another email because these are hot leads, and I want to see if they'll sign up for my $4.99 product. So I'm going to come to Timers, grab a timer. It's gray, so I need to double click it. How many days do I want to wait? I think I just want to wait 2 days because this is a hot lead. I'm going to hit Save, and now I want to put another email. I can either come over to Communications and grab another email, or I already have my branding in this email. I already have it pretty much set up. I would just like to copy this email right here. I can right-click, hit Make a Duplicate, and move that email over, and then grab the arrow and connect. I'm going to double-click underneath and call this Fun Stuff number 2. Double-click the email, and then of course I'd come and I'd change some of the content in here, because I don't want it to be the same exact email as the one that I just sent. So I'll change the content. Here is more great stuff. come up to draft and set it ready, go back to my sequence, and now I have my second email. Well, what do I want to do next? Well, I want to send another email, but I don't want to send it immediately. I want to wait. So I'm going to grab my delay timer, double click. This time 3 days is pretty good, and I'm going to hit save, and I'll get to your questions at the end out of my promise. I'm going to wait 3 days. I'd like to send another email. Come here and make a duplicate. I'm going to move this one down underneath and make it go left to right, or right to left instead of left to right, but you can have it keep on going to the left if you want, or to the right. I'm going to connect them, and I'm going to call this Deliver Fun Stuff 3 with offer. Double click, edit my email, change what I need to change. So this is going to be, here's a great offer. Set it ready. Go back to my sequence. Now you'll have to decide with the industry that you're in how many emails you want to send out before you start giving them an offer and how many days you want to wait. Do you have to be super aggressive? Is it real estate and you have to send something out every day? Mine's a little bit less because I know they're a hot lead, but I don't want to send them something every day. I'm going to put in another delay timer. This time I'm going to wait a week. So I'm going to come to weeks and give another offer. Offer 2, connect by going to the icon before it, connect, double click, and then of course I'm going to change the content because you don't want the same email to go out. Make sure you change your content, change your offer to give them maybe a better offer. And I'm going to put one more timer and one more email, and I'm not going to set those ready yet. Right now I have enough going on, and I have a week before they're, well, I have 2 days, and then 3 days, so I have 5 days, and then I have another week before they're even going to get this second offer. So I can start it right now. I can publish this campaign and get it going to show you how we can test it out. So I'm going to hit ready. In the whole sequence, I'm letting Infusionsoft know my sequence is ready by clicking up to the left-hand corner, go all the way to the left, and go back to my campaign. And now you'll see that everything's dark green in color. Now, if they actually click on a link and they purchase, I want Infusionsoft, I want to know that they've made a purchase, and I want to set it up inside Infusionsoft. I'm going to be using Infusionsoft's e-commerce. So I'm going to come and grab another goal, move it right to the right, connect it, double-click my e-commerce. I already have it set up and I only have one product. And now I have goal, sequence, goal. Have to have this ready because by the time they get the third email, they're going to get an offer. And if they purchase, I want them to be able to have a successful purchase. So I need that set up. I need that link set up. So there's a method to my madness, and I'll get to your questions. My campaign is now all light green. If I didn't have my offer ready in here yet, I wouldn't have to have the shopping cart set up yet. So I'm going to go all the way to the right and hit that publish. And when I do, Infusionsoft will check out that campaign and see if it's going to work. Oh my, 2 elements are marked as not ready. What does that mean? Oh, there's a delay timer and an untitled email. That's right. It's going out in a week after the first offer. That's okay. I already know that. So that's awesome. Emails aren't personalized. I didn't say, hi, contact first name. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Judy. Hi, Tom. That's okay. This is the most important part of this checklist. Campaign passes functional inspection. That means that everything that I have set up, that I have ready, is going to work. So that's awesome. I'm going to hit publish, and now Infusionsoft is going to get that campaign ready to publish. It's published now, and it will bring you into a different canvas. And this is our campaign reporting canvas. If you go to our Help Center and type in campaign reporting, it will go over what you can do here. But I need to test this out and see if it's going to work. So I'm going to come back to Edit. It's up in the black toolbar right smack in the middle. It's going to bring us back on our familiar canvas that we were building, and I'm going to click the form. When I click the form, I can test this out two different ways. I can either come to the test and use a person inside of my CRM, or I can come to the code tab, down to the hosted version, and I can use this URL. I can send it to someone and have them test it out. I can send it to myself, or I can just click on it. When I click it, I'm going to put in my first name. I'm going to put in Judith with a whole bunch of H's so you can see how that works. Actually, I'm going to put Judith Ann. Last name is Miller. Put a whole bunch of R's so you can see that that works. Hit sign up now, and now you'll see the thank you page will, I didn't put in my email address. Now you'll see it said, you got it, Judith Ann. It picked up exactly what I wrote in that first name, and if I hit continue browsing, it will take me to Infusionsoft.com because that's what I set it up for. You should be getting an email shortly. That's what I typed in. So I know that part worked. Awesome. I'm going to get out of the campaign builder now. I'm going to come to contacts and I'm going to search for Judith Ann. There's Judith Ann Miller. There's all the R's so you can see that it worked. It came out just like the form. Click on my name and I should have a tag that says free funds stuff sign up because I made that tag inside the campaign and said, hey, Infusionsoft, if anybody fills out this form, give them this tag so I can find them. Scroll down. There it is. Free stuff sign up added on 6/15/2017. Now the contact won't know they're tagged, but the user will know. If I scroll down a little bit more, I can come to campaigns right here, click on it, and it will tell me exactly what's been going on with this contact. They signed a form at 10:36. Infusionsoft secretly applied a tag at 10:36. And Infusionsoft just delivered the first email at 10:36. So it all worked. If you scroll down a little bit further, you can see upcoming items. Delivering more fun stuff is on the 19th. The free offer is, or the offer's on the 22nd, and the offer 2 comes on the 29th. So we know that worked. But Judy, if they get offer 1 and they click on it, I don't want them to get offer 2 because offer 2, I'm offering them a better deal. If they get a $5 off on offer 1 and they buy, I don't want them to get offer 2 that says $10 off because they will be very, very upset. Let me show you how Infusionsoft protects you in that. I'm going to go back to the campaign builder. You can see there's an active contact in there now, and that's me. Open up my campaign. And if you notice, we didn't go over this yet, there's a little flag inside of the sequence. There's a little blue flag in the left-hand corner of that sequence. If you click on that flag one time, this pop-up will appear. And it says, hey, Infusionsoft, if they reach the goal and purchase a product or reach that next goal, whatever it may be, please stop this sequence immediately and don't send them offer 2 and offer 3 and offer 4. Stop and move them further on down the funnel. I'm sure you've heard that before. Move them further on down my life cycle. I don't want them to get offer 2 and 3. It automatically defaults to stop this immediately and push them further on down the funnel. There's another radio button that says run until completed. Well, why would I ever use this, Judy? That's weird. Well, you may be a yoga instructor and you offered a 5-part series of the 5 basic poses. Even if they click on this link right here that says purchase my 5-day pass, that's awesome. But I still want them to get the 5 basic poses because I promised that to them. I promised them a 5-part series. I'm going to send them a 5-part series, even if they do reach the next goal. It always defaults to stop immediately. stop immediately. They filled out the form. They purchased my product. Now I want them to go further on down the funnel, which may be another sequence that's called deliver product. And welcome. Connect them. And there may be an upsell in here. And if they decide to click on the button and buy upsell, then they go into another goal. And if you see the pattern, goal, sequence, goal, sequence, goal. Now, some of you may be thinking, you know, Judy, I already have, 35 people that I put into Infusionsoft last week when I was at an event. And now I just learned how to use the campaign builder and I made this great campaign and I published it. Can I just put those people in there? They wanted my information. They wanted my free stuff. Do I have to send them to my website? Nope. You can add them to this. Let me show you how. I'm going to come to my contacts. And I'm going to choose the contacts that I want to add to this campaign. Choose them first. If it's everybody, then you're just going to click on ID and it will check everybody. Come to the Actions button on the top left-hand corner, and almost all the way to the bottom, right smack in the middle, it says Start, Stop, a campaign sequence in the middle of Start, Stop, Start, Stop, Start, Stop. It's the middle one. When I click on that, Infusionsoft is going to say, okay, you have 5 people that you want to add to a campaign. Where do you want to add them? Well, I want them to start in the Get Some Free Stuff campaign, and I want them to go into the Free Stuff and More sequence. If they've become customers at the event, you can put them into the customer sequence if that sequence is already published. So I call this Following the Bouncing Ball, Start, Get Some Great Free Stuff, that's the campaign I want them in, and this is the sequence I want them to go in. As soon as I hit Process Action, Infusionsoft will grab up those 5 people and drop them right into the campaign automatically. So Judy, what if I want to search at the end of the week to see how many people signed up? I ran a Facebook ad, or I sent out an email and I put in an opt-in form in there. I sent out direct mailers and put in that form. Let me show you. Come to your contacts, do a new search, and I just want to find people that signed up for fun free stuff. I think it's called free. What did I name that tag? There it is, free stuff sign up. I just want to find people that have that tag and hit search. And there we have it. Just that one person. If you have 50 people will show up. Just to show you that I'm telling the truth, if I come to Active Contacts and click on that little one, it will be the Judith Ann with all the R's in her name. So we know it worked. You can go in and create a campaign, and you can change the timers to 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, put yourself in it, and get each of those emails in a sequential order and see what they're going to look like. So let me show you a couple more slides, and then we'll get to questions. So this is a real campaign by a real customer. For me, I would put these goals and sequences on different canvases, but this is one big campaign on one canvas. When you put it under a microscope, all it really is a goal that leads to a sequence that leads to a new goal. So when they reach that new goal, it stops everything on the left because of those little flags. That leads to a new sequence, that leads to a goal, leads to a sequence, leads to a new goal. Everything to the left stops because the contact actually reached that next step inside your lifecycle marketing. Pretty cool. So it's just a whole bunch of goals and sequences smooshed together. Remember this one important tip. Your simple one campaign is way more important than your complex none campaign. We have lots of customers that say, I've had Infusionsoft for 8 months. I can't get this dag-nab thing to work. So Build out what's on the left first and get really, really comfortable and confident, and you'll be driving the 18-wheeler. The one on the left is your Volkswagen convertible. The one on the right is your 18-wheeler. You'll get there. You just have to feel the confidence first that it's going to work and the automation is happening. Because all this is on the right, I know you're going to go, I heard it again, is a goal that leads to a sequence. There's a decision diamond in there, so there is a little bit more. We have some webinars on decision diamonds in our Help Center that lead to another goal, that lead to another sequence. It's just goals and sequences strung together. If you build out what's on the left first and start feeling comfortable with it, you'll be able to get to what's on the right. So my challenge to you is, there's no better time to start than now. After the webinar, or maybe after you get your recording, get into the Infusionsoft application and try it out. Grab a goal. If you don't know what that goal does, look it up in our Help Center. Put in a sequence, build out a couple of emails, publish it, put yourself in it and test it out, and see the magic happen. We have had people that have made $10,000 in 10 minutes in a very simple 3-email campaign. You have the right message, you have the right product, and you target to the right group, and you will get some sales and you will see the return on investment. But you have to test it out first and feel that confidence. And then, create it and put the form on your website. If you need leads, and I love to put this in here at the end because you may not be here yet, but you may. If you don't have any leads yet, you're just a brand new business, we do have a product that will run Facebook ads for you. We'll help create the form, we'll help you with the sequence, and we will actually run those Facebook ads for you. It starts at $199 and goes all the way to $9.99 a month, but it's cool if you don't have any leads. We've had some people get 400 leads in their first campaign that they created. If you're interested in this, I'll send this bit.ly link to you. It may not be for you right now, but in the future, if you decide, okay, I got this going, now I need more leads, and you get, your money coming in, this may be interesting to you. And so let's go to questions. I have a few, so let me scroll up. So the first question was, what does a web form look like on a website? I actually knew that was going to be a question, so I brought it up. This is a website, one of our customers, Chris Beat Cancer, and he has our form right here on the right. This is a title, Hey Friend, welcome to my blog. This is just content, first name, email field. He has a radio button, so either you're a cancer patient, not, or you're helping. And then he changed his button to a little bit more round and set it as subscribe. As soon as someone fills this out, they get information based on what radio button they chose. Infusionsoft. What does the form look like? The hosted version, this is the code. He's using the code on his website. Let me show you what the hosted version looks like. I have a basic training channel. In this basic training channel, you'll get the link to it when you get the recording. I don't have a website anymore. It was costing me a lot of money, and I didn't feel like I needed it because I don't really have a business. It's just for fun. If you come to the right-hand corner of my banner, you'll see marketing ideas with a little question mark. If you click on that, it's linked to the Infusionsoft URL, the hosted version, and there's the form made inside of Infusionsoft. Pretty cool. Logo, content, title, first name label, email label. I put a little coupon border around it, and it says sign me up in teal. Made it inside Infusionsoft, very simple. Put it on my YouTube channel. So if you have a YouTube channel, you can do that immediately. Pretty cool. So Brenda asked inside the campaign, and everyone might be wondering this also. Inside the campaign, she said, does it matter how you space your icons? Inside the sequence, it doesn't matter how you space them. You can make it like that or like that. I just like there to be a little bit more space, but it doesn't matter. It's just a style and what you like to see, the way you like to set it up. Adam asked if I go back and rename what a particular tag is, will it dynamically update? It will. So if I come and I take this tag, I double click it, and I change that tag, well, I can't change it there, so you can't change it there. If I change the name of it inside of my CRM, inside of Infusionsoft settings, it will automatically change that tag for everybody. But if I come here and change this tag and say I don't want it to be free stuff sign up, and I hit the X and I change the tag here, it's not going to go back into Judy Miller's account and change her tag. She already has this tag because it was set up that way. But if you spelled something wrong, you go into our settings and change the name of the tag because you don't like the name you gave it, it will automatically update. How do you stop a sequence automatically if a prospect becomes engaged or won? And that is this little flag right here. It will automatically do that. What if you're not an e-commerce business? If you're not an e-commerce business, Kelly, what you'll do is, instead of having a shopping cart there, you'll have a tag is applied and you'll have to manually tag it. So you're talking to somebody on the phone and they decide to buy, you sell them the product, you go into their CRM and you apply this specific tag. I'm going to double click and I'm going to put purchased product A coaching. Create the tag. Save. So I'm talking to Tiffany Smith on the phone. She actually purchases. I go into Tiffany Smith's contact record and I put that specific tag on her contact record, which is called Purchase Product A Coaching, and she'll automatically be put into the sequence. If she purchased B Coaching, package, and she gets that tag, she'll be put in the information for B Coaching. So you'll have to manually put this on someone's contact record, but as soon as you do, because they reach that goal, they'll go further on down the funnel. Christine asked, can a client go through the same sequence more than once? A client, Infusionsoft should not let a client go through the same sequence more than once. So no, they don't go through the same sequence. If they're already in here, it won't put them in the sequence again. The only one that can change for is if someone's in a birthday sequence and you give them a tag, drop them in the birthday sequence, you can automatically take that tag off, reapply the tag, and then drop them back in because you want them to get that birthday greeting once a year. And if you go to our Get Campaign Templates, and type in birthday campaign, you'll see how that works. And it doesn't look like there's any more questions. So I thank you for joining us. If you are not subscribed in our Small Business Success Academy, it's called the SBSA. If you're not subscribed and you did not receive a username and password for that, it has lots of on-demand training in it, please give me your app name in the question box and I will sign you up for it. Let me show you how to get your app name. When you log into Infusionsoft, come up to the address bar on the very top, and right next to the HTTPS, there'll be a 2-letter and 3 number. Mine is HV202. That's my app name. If you give me your app name, log into Infusionsoft and get that, I will subscribe you to our Small Business Success Academy, which has lots of free on-demand training in it. So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you, you can still get that training. Thank you, Brianna and Heather, for finding your app name. You'll need that when you are calling tech support too if they want to go in and troubleshoot in your app. So thank you for joining me. I hope this was beneficial for you. I hope you guys will get in and build out that first campaign. If you have any questions, you can reach me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com. I will answer your questions. I will send you a screenshot. I will figure out what's wrong. And if I can't, I will go to tech support and get some help. But usually I can figure it out. And I just thank you guys so much for being part of our Infusionsoft family and joining me on this hour-long webinar, because I know it's a lot of information. So I hope I made it easy enough for you and that you'll spend some of your Thursday getting in there. Robert said, if the company is signed up to this Small Business Success Academy, how do the rest of us sign up within the company? So Robert, what they can do is they can add you in there. They can make an additional user, or you can just send me, a note and I'll sign you up too. I can sign you up with the same app name. So thanks guys for giving me your app names and getting ready to sign up. You will love the Small Business Success Academy. And the great thing is that if you get a new user, somebody leaves, somebody comes in and you need to teach them Infusionsoft, you'll be able to use that Small Business Success Academy for free to learn and then have them come to the webinars that I do. You'll have access to my channel. I have lots of videos on there, so thank you so much. You'll know if you're signed up to the Small Business Success Academy because you'll have gotten a username and password. If you know you're signed up, check your spam folder if you didn't get that. Or email me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com and I will check for you. So thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. This is the best part of my day, being able to meet with you guys. Boy, an hour goes so fast. So thank you, and be on the lookout for that recording and the goodies that I'm going to be sending you. And I appreciate you guys as our customers, so bye-bye.